unfortunately, it was only applied to the water, it appears, and I think council's intent then was the all services in those core business areas. They have identified the core business areas, they are there, the schedules are there. I think it was just, maybe misunderstood that it was just water done and not all services.
Okay.
If that's council's wish was for all services.
I guess how do we deal with the public meeting process of this? We've got those concerns. The bylaw will be coming back. It'll be listed on the agenda for the 17th. We have to do something with it before the end of the year because it expires. If we can get an update on this and get it posted on the website, what we talked about in the workshop.
Just maybe if I can clarify with Jamie, if we decide that there is another public meeting required, we don't have to have the full notice period. It can just be scheduled. We don't have to start all over.
I would have to check that. I don't want to give you false information. It's not typically have 2 public meetings, so I normally do have to have that 14 days notice,
right.
or sorry, 20 days notice. I think it'd be best to get back to you. I'll talk to Gary and see if he has any solutions for how you can basically expedite that process if possible.
Okay. I'll turn to it.
Well, on a couple of bases, and it's kind of like the suggestion that maybe we can adjourn the public portion of this meeting and defer it somehow, or hold it over and reopen it again next Tuesday. If they can make it, great. If not, there it is. But we've got that option then. It's just an extension of the same meeting.
I think until we find out, confirm the correct answer information. Normally what we do in the bylaws, or at the end of my report, you'll see that we ask council pass a resolution saying that no further public meeting is required. We can basically say that public meeting is, further public meeting is required, subject to the act and availability.
Deputy Mayor Dec.
Perhaps it'd be wise.
No, I was just answering part.
Perhaps it'd be wise to, obviously there's a number of developers here, to communicate throughout the development community that if we have a delay, the development charges bylaw will be terminated at the end of December, and there might be a delay or a lag before we have, we're able to give out or to take development charge payments, and until that's all settled too. So there's potential suspension of that.
Of
Yes.
lost revenue. No, there's a potential of lost revenue if the bylaw expires and we don't have a current one in place.
Yes.
There's a potential that these permits would come in.
Okay, but we have.
But we'd like them to do them before December 31st if there's expectations in January. Right? Okay. Well, they know they won't get it in January potentially. It's worth suggesting.
We have heard from the public. The public has made their thoughts and concerns, and they are their concerns that we have. So if we bring the bylaw back, and it comes back with those adjustments and the public's concerns addressed in it, do we need another public meeting? Because we've had the public input. Councilor Russell.
Well, it's the appearance and doing, right? And I think, number 9 here, Mr. Sharon, somebody said that, he's running council, but the fact of the matter is, if we could just adjourn the public portion and finding the legal, whatever's gonna happen from the legal people, that at least gives us the option of asking them back the next Tuesday or the next Monday meeting to meet your requirements, Mr. Mayor, because it may end up that we didn't get the story that it takes 20 days again and whatever. But they're not seeing, this public meeting isn't seeing the bylaw. They're seeing something that wasn't directed as the bylaw that we wanted for the public meeting. So in fact, they're not seeing what we directed to have here.
But the bylaw wasn't to be here at the public meeting because you have the public input before you make the bylaw.
It is.
Well, I understand the chicken.
Study. Sorry, it is in the background study that was provided. The current one.
Yeah, I would note that the background study has been available for 14 days in requirements of the Act. So obviously we need to go back, just verify what the best solution is to move forward. But if my recommendation would be if you're time constrained and there isn't time for another public meeting, we've had a public meeting, we can provide a comprehensive addendum report that takes into account all the things we heard tonight, and we can provide that within a week, and it can be circulated on your website and distributed in other forms so that everyone has a copy of all the discussions that have been heard. I know the treasurer's identified some of the issues that were actually adjusted for, but maybe there's obviously a bit of a communication gap that I'm struggling with tonight, given that I'm not the one who authored the report. I had involvement in it, but didn't author it. So
if we adjourned the public meeting till the 17th and got an addendum back, if we could, by the 11th, that we could have that and then circulate that through, and then we'd have the option to reopen the public meeting on the 17th, but the bylaw would be prepared and we could be ready to go with that. If it wasn't all there, we could make an addendum to it in the new year.
If we had the public meeting on the 11th, the bylaw could then come back on the 17th.
Okay. I'm thinking of the 11th in the afternoon, whether that's appropriate or whether that's, when do we want to have the bylaw? We've got a couple other things, and I guess
He's gonna be here.
we don't know whether Gary's going to be here.
Somebody in the office will be here,
We'll get those changes, so. Anything else? Any other comments before we go and, I guess, adjourn this, public meeting? And we'll make whether it's on the 11th or the 17th, when we find out what we can do, and
If council wishes an additional public meeting, then that's what you have to do. If not, I mean, like James says, we have had the public meeting, there's been public input, and we can still take public input.
no, we don't. Councilor McGuire.
I'd just like to see anything coming back that we, communities mentioned tonight, Blue Water, possible South Hurons, Loving Shores. If we're looking at industrial cities like St. Thomas.
So that will come back in the addendum. I guess Councilor Scott just said, we don't really have to have another public meeting. We've had the public meeting, we're taking that input and putting it into the bylaw, and then it's up to council whether we've addressed those concerns from the public meeting in the bylaw. Councilor Underwood.
Given that pretty well all of the concerns that were brought up were exactly the same concerns that we did in our workshop, you're absolutely right. So the bylaw we expect to see has addressed all these concerns, because that's what we came down with, so.
Right.
I just want to see it. So,
Well, we will see it before we pass it, and I guess if we get to it, we're not gonna pass it, then we can
all right.
not pass it. So we need a motion here either to adjourn the public meeting or to close the public meeting. Councilor Russell.
I make a motion to adjourn the public meeting to a further date on call meeting.
So either be the 11th or the 17th.
Whatever your choice, you're the mayor, you can make that choice.
And we'll get the addendums put on the website as soon as we.
You can't push it.
Second by Councilor Scott. Any other comment? I guess, I don't know whether we make motions in public meeting. We'll save that motion until we go out of adjourn the public meeting, okay? Well, no, we're gonna adjourn the public meeting. So I guess you have to have the motion to adjourn it, right, in the public meeting. The Planning Act has different motions regarding, but you can't do a motion in a public meeting. But this meeting is going to be adjourned, so it's moved and seconded that we adjourn this. We come back at a further date, which will either be the 11th or the 17th of December. All in favor of that? It's carried. Thanks for coming to our public meeting. And yeah, we're gonna take a break now, and ABCA is supposed to be coming in when he gets here from Blue Water.